Hello dears, welcome back to our science class. Today we are going to discuss about chapter 3, that is synthetic fibers and plastics. Students, you have a variety of dresses in your cupboards. Have you ever thought from where these clothes came, or more specifically how these clothes are made? The clothes we wear are made from fabrics, and these fabrics are made up of yarn, and yarn is further made up of fibers. Here fibers are very thin thread-like strands and from which cloth is made. Fabric means cloths and which is made by weaving long twisted threads called yarn and which is made from fabric. Students, as you can see, fibers are very thin thread-like strands and which are twisted together to form yarn and which is further twisted to form fabric. Next one is the classification of fibers. On the basis of the source, fibers are classified into two. First one is the natural fiber and second one is the synthetic fibers. Natural fibers are obtained from plants and animals, whereas synthetic fibers are made by human being. Certain examples for natural fibers are cotton, wool and silk, and for the synthetic fibers they are nylon, rayon, polyester, etc. Natural fibers, we have discussed about natural fibers in class 6 and 7. So today we are going to discuss about synthetic fibers in detail. Before discussing about synthetic polymers, we should know the meaning of the term polymer. The word polymer comes from two Greek words, poly and mer. Poly means many and mer means units. So polymer is a very big molecule formed by joining small molecules called monomer. There are polymers are of two types, natural polymers and synthetic polymers. Certain examples for natural polymers are cotton, silk, wool, and for synthetic polymers, nylon, rayon, polyester, etc. So, the monomer makes a polymer may all of the same kind, then they are called natural polymers, whereas they are of the two different compounds, they are called synthetic polymers. For example, cotton fibers are made up of a natural polymer called cellulose polymer, and which is made up of a large number of small molecules called glucose. So here cellulose is the polymer and glucose is the monomer. Here in this picture you can see a number of beads are joined together to form a long chain. Here these beads are compared to the monomers. Here you can see all these beads are of the black color, which means these monomers are all of the same kind. So cellulose polymer is an example for natural polymer. Whereas in the case of nylon polymer, you can see black and white beads are joined one after the other and they are alternatively joined, and so it means it consists of two types of monomers. So the process of joining monomers to form a large long chain called polymer is called polymerization. So what is polymerization? Polymerization is the process of joining large number of molecules to form a single long chain polymer. Is it clear? Next we will discuss about synthetic fibers. We have learned that synthetic fibers are man-made fibers and which are made from chemical substances, and these synthetic fibers are made in industries by the chemical process called polymerization. Depending upon the type of chemical substances made for manufacturing synthetic fibers, there are four major types of synthetic fibers. First one is rayon, second one is nylon, third one is polyester, and fourth one is acrylic. We will discuss about these synthetic fibers one by one in detail. First one is rayon. The rayon is a synthetic fiber and it is made from natural source, that is wood pulp. You know that wood pulp is a plant product. Then why it is discussed under the heading of synthetic fiber? If this is a synthetic fiber or natural fiber. Students, I would like to let you know that the raw material for making rayon is wood pulp, which is chemically treated, that is certain chemicals are used, so they are discussed under synthetic fiber. Rayon is not a complete synthetic fiber. Rayon is the first synthetic fiber which is made from the plant product. Now you can see that the properties of the rayon, that is its appearance is compared to that of the art silk. So they are called artificial silk. Why they are called artificial silk? the properties, that is the appearance of rayon resembles with the silk, so they are called artificial silk. You know that silk is very expensive, but rayon is cheaper and can be woven into or woven like silk like fibers. Next one is the preparation of rayon. First, wood pulp is dissolved in alkaline solution and we get a viscous. Viscous is a sticky liquid and which is passed through spinet. Spinet means a metal cylinder with small holes, tiny holes into the solution of sulfuric acid, and finally we get silk-like thread called rayon. So the first step is wood pulp is dissolved in alkaline solution. As a result, we get viscous. Viscous is a sticky liquid and which is passed through spinet. Spinet is a metal cylinder with the tiny holes and which is dissolved into the solution of sulfuric acid, and as a result we get silk-like fiber called artificial rayon or artificial silk called rayon. Next one, what are the uses of rayon? Rayon is used in the textile industry for making sarees, blouses, blankets, bedsheets and curtains. And it is also used for making carpets, and it is used in the medical field for making bandages and surgical dressings, and it is also used in the tire industry. Next one is nylon. Nylon is the first fully synthetic fiber and it is made from petroleum products like coal. And nylon is made up of a number of repeating units called amide, so they are also known as polyamide. Here the repeating unit is amide, so here amide is the monomer. And nylon is a thermoplastic polymer, that is on heating it will melt. The term thermo means on applying heat it will melt, and it is very strong and elastic, lightweight, less stress and easy to wash, and it is durable, that is long lasting and not attacked by ordinary chemicals. And all these properties of nylon are used for making a number of articles. Next one is polyester. It is a polymer and it is made up of repeating units of ester. So here monomer is ester, and it is made from petrochemical products, and like nylon it is also a thermoplastic, that is on heating it will melt. Certain examples of polyester are polycoat, polywool, terylene, where polycoat is obtained by mixing polyester and cotton, and polywool is obtained by mixing polyester and wool. Terylene is a popular polyester. Next one is the most of the properties of the nylon is similar to that of the polyester, and one of the most important property of polyester is it does not wrinkle, and it is stronger than nylon fibers and softer than nylon fibers, and it is not attacked by ordinary chemicals. Next one, what are the uses of polyester? One of the most important uses of polyester is in making sarees and curtains. Polyester mixed with the cotton, that is polycoat is used for making shirts and trousers, and polyester mixed with the wool, that is polycotton is used for making suits. Another special form of polyester is PET, that is polyethylene terephthalate. It is used for making utensils, bottles, jars, films and other useful things. And this PET is very lightweight and it is highly transparent with a naturally colorless. And PET bottles are used for storing cool drinks like Pepsi, Coca-Cola, and it is also PET jars are also used in kitchen for storing sugar, salts and other spices. Next one is acrylic. It closely resembles wool in its characters, and it is made from a chemical called acrylonitrile. Certain properties are it is lightweight, it is soft and warm with woolen-like feel, and it resists shrinkage and wrinkles. Next one is it can be dyed easily, and it is strong and durable. That is, it is long lasting and it is resistant to moth and chemicals. Next, what are the uses of acrylic? It is used for making sweaters, socks, shawls, blankets, jackets, sportswear, etc. Wools made from natural sources are quite expensive, whereas cloths made using acrylic are relatively cheaper. So, acrylic fibers are often used as a substitute for wool. Now, everything has advantages as well as disadvantages. Here we are going to discuss about the advantages of synthetic fibers. As we had a lot of discussions on the type of fabrics, there are certain common advantages for these fibers. First one is it is cheaper. That is, it is readily available and its cost is very less. And it is durable. That is, it lasts for a longer time, and it is easy to wash because it absorbs less water, and it is very strong. Due to this, it can hold large weight without breaking, and it is lightweight and wrinkle resistant, not attacked by moths, and do not shrink because that means after washing it can retain its original size, and it is less expensive and readily available. We know a coin has two faces. In the same way, synthetic fibers have disadvantages along with advantages. What are they? First one is they catch fire easily. This is the only reason that we suggest not to wear synthetic fibers while cooking in kitchen, because on heating they melt and stick on the body, and which causes severe burns. Next one is they are not suitable for wearing during summer season because synthetic fibers are extremely fine, so they do not have sufficient pores for the sweat to come out. So we feel hot and uncomfortable during summer.